tell me about because my coach is not here. You're a baby, you have to get nipple buckle and thing. Nah, man, you know exactly what to do. So,
I mean, it's been a tough couple of weeks. You know, the qualification is something that is definitely within my reach. However, you know, it's been very frustrating to every time come to these major Olympic Games and, you know, not making the finals. And, you know, this time around it was definitely something that I felt like was easy for me to do. However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the village for 2.5 weeks, and I was denied the privilege of having a coach's pass for my coach to even be at the training facilities for 2.5 weeks. So you're talking about 365 days of training just gone down the drain because I didn't have my coach for 2.5 weeks while being here. So it is definitely very frustrating, you know, and it's I think it's something that I definitely have to sit and reflect on and moving forward as to, you know, what will be definitely best for me and my mental health, because I cannot do this anymore. It's very frustrating dealing with JOA and J3S because these people don't care about field events in Jamaica. And if they did, they would make sure that we have everything we need to make us comfortable, because my coach is not just a part of my training process. You know, he's a very crucial part of my warm-up and getting ready for preparations, and I didn't have him for 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. It's very frustrating because this is definitely something that I'm more than capable of obtaining, and I came short today.
Yeah, I can feel and sense and understand your frustration, particularly now that you see Jamaica competing so well in the field event.
Exactly, and that's the irony of it. The gold medal that they were sitting down waiting for did not come from the track. It came from the field events, and those are the events that they neglect so much in Jamaica. And most of the medals that we have gotten so far at these games comes from the field events, and we're the most marginalized groups within Jamaica track and field, and it's very frustrating, and it's time for them to stop and really reflect on what they're doing to us as athletes.
Chris, thanks so much for having a chat with us. You would have seen and heard what Danielle Thomas Dodd had to say. She says she's sick and tired of organizations who are not, you know, amenable to throwers. What do you say about that?
I can quite understand why Daniel is a bit disappointed. It's twice now that she has not made the final, so I can understand the emotionalism around it. But we have to understand the facts, and Daniel is in fact aware of the facts. And let me start with her personally. Daniel has been the beneficiary of an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship for 4 years now, and that is by virtue of the JOA supporting her. So it doesn't lie in her mouth to say that the JOA has not supported her personally. And perhaps the reporter who interviewed her should have questioned the answers. Had he questioned the answers, he would have realized that she's being supported by the Jamaican Olympic Association by virtue of an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship. So that's in relation to her.
Right.
In relation to her allegation about throwers, let me list the amount of throwers who the JOA has benefited and who have consistently are in touch with us. Frederick Dakers is a beneficiary of the Olympic Solidarity Scholarship. Kai Chang, O'Dane Richards, and I could name others. So it is very unfortunate that Daniel, knowing the facts, would have created an impression that the Jamaican Olympic Association is not helping our throwers. As a matter of fact, when the throwers reached out to us in relation to the situation that existed at the University of the West Indies, using track, in terms of their lights, we in fact spent money and repaired the lights so that they could train in the dark. So it is absolutely unfair for her to say that. And I would really love the reporter to perhaps interview her. And I'm not going to tell you how much money she got, and she's in the US. The reporter
But it would help if you say how much money, because if she says you guys don't support the throwers.
No way.
Yes.
People must speak the truth. And we must allow them to speak the truth rather than it coming from another party. Yes.
About the accreditation of her personal coach.
Yes.
And I think she was careful to say all she wanted was accreditation, so the coach could get access, not accommodation.
We accredit on the basis of the advice from the Jamaica Athletics Amateur
Administration Association, yes.
So we don't select coaches. We accredit coaches and we accredit athletes based on the list that we get from each federation.
Did you get one with her coach?
I don't think so. The finalist was certainly not. Finalist certainly was not. And I think the J3s could better answer that question and give a perspective. But we certainly are not in the decision making when it comes to coaches. We get the coaches and we accredit them.
But even so,
yes,
you've got a particular allocation. You've got a particular allocation of personnel to input coaches when you're accrediting.
Yes.
So how do you determine which coaches you send back to the J3 when they send their list to you?
No, they request the coaches. They requested 7 initially and then they requested 9 and we gave them. So we, in fact, as I said before, accredit on the basis of information we receive from the Federation. It certainly is not within our jurisdiction to select coaches. That is the purview of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, and I'm sure that they would have consultation with the respective coaches.
So that's for them to answer?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, so I get that.
All right, so guess what? This is so important that it demands immediate attention, and I want to ask the room to just just to react to what Daniel Thomas Dodd has said, what Wayne has said, Chris Samuda has said, and to make help Jamaicans to make sense of it all. I'll ask you first, KC, to go.
Okay, it's very unfortunate what she said. I spoke with a senior member of the J3 this morning. That person was very surprised. That person told me that she is one of the athletes who has gotten a lot of help over the years. And again, George, there are 60 athletes and there are only 7 personal coaches. You can't give everybody a coach. And it is so funny. She said something about field events doing so well, and that all of a sudden she's starting these things. Why? Because field events getting the medal now. She has not done anything for a long while, and she has not come out and said these things. But because of field events and top now, she is saying these things. But it's, these athletes, I'm telling you, George, I have traveled with them several times, and they're like this. Whenever they do not do well, they want to point the finger. And this is one time I will not blame the association, because I know that they try, and I know, and it's not about field event. They treat everybody the same way.
Yes.
I'm telling you, because I've been around.
Yes.
And it's only unfortunate she's unhappy because she failed to go into the final round.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
She's just unhappy.
Yes.
And she feels bad because when she looked on the distance for the top, she could easily be into that.
Yes.
She missed it by one position.
Yes.
And it's a full time our athletes stop doing. Jamaica is the only country I hear all these things.
Yes.
I don't hear it anywhere else.
Yes.
And our athletes are like that. When they do not achieve what they want to achieve, they blame administration, and we need to stop it.
Michael.
Good afternoon to viewers and listeners. I'm a panelist. She's behaving like a spoiled child. The president of JOA said that she was in a program that she received, about 15 million, he said?
Yes.
Right, now think about that. How many of these athletes have received so much money and so much help at the same time? And she's blaming that because her coach is not. She's not a high school student. She's a professional that has been in the business for so long. But you tell me now. She said she had trained for 365 days. Right, that means 1 year she had trained for? Rubbish. And because the coach is not there, that's why she failed. And now she's blaming the J3 and the JOA and everybody because her coach is not there. Foolishness. I don't support that. And because she failed, they have to point the finger somewhere and say it's your fault and your fault. Why I fail? No, I don't support that. No, I've seen many times coaches coach using telephone, using technology.
Yes.
Put on the phone and they do their thing and then he comments and say, what have you?
Yes.
Don't tell me about because my coach is not here. You're a baby, you have to get nipple buckle and thing. Nah, man, you know exactly what to do. So I don't support that. And the problem about that, sorry, George, is that there are a lot of persons out there who don't understand what is happening. So them just jump and they take it and them run with it and chat all kind of foolishness. President of JOA said that she was